Hey everyone, it's your boy Kyle. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day and I'm just sending you positive vibes your way. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can stop absorbing people's energy. And I actually have two ways that I go about it, and I will also give you a real life example because I love using examples to explain how I go about law of attraction or how I go about my life, and just letting you know that obviously these are my personal experiences and how I go about law of attraction, and everyone has a different way of going about law of attraction because people have different experiences. Everyone has different kind of personalities, and when you have different personalities and the way you live, you're gonna have a different experience and different reality. So I just hope that my tips on this video will help you, bring you clarity, and kind of give you some insight on how maybe you can handle your particular situation, because there's so many situations out there that's hard to cover every single one. But if you use my logic and my examples that I use in my videos, you're able to maybe find clarity, like I said. And just before we get started with this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and follow me on my social medias, so Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. So before I jump into my real life example and how to stop absorbing people's energy, I just wanted to give you an explanation on what I mean by absorbing other people's energies. So basically, when you're interacting with someone, whether it's a conversation, usually it's a conversation, basically how you're absorbing other people's energy is when your energy is a vibrational match to the other person you're interacting with, or in other words, your energy frequency is on the same wavelength as the other person you're interacting with. And have you noticed that if you're talking to someone and there could be negative, and all of a sudden your mood changes, and then now you start to be negative? It's like you absorbed their energy without even knowing it. And I know this happens to me a couple of times if I'm off guard and or anything. It's just sometimes natural to feel like that. So I have two ways on how I stop absorbing other people's energy, and it's one is stop labeling the situation as negative, because if you label it as already negative, now you have preconceived notions that it's going to be negative, it's going to be a bad experience, and now you're creating a negative belief about the situation, even when the situation hasn't even started yet. It's crazy how people, when they already think about something being already negative, and they're already inserting negative beliefs, and now they're creating this negative reality and this negative situation based on how they're feeling about someone's energy vibes towards them. And number two is controlling how we feel and controlling the conversation that we have with the person that we're interacting with. And I find that also really important, because although that someone can be negative that we are interacting with, because in life we can't block ourselves all the way and completely from negativity in our life. It's just how about we go about things, and how because we are in control of our reality and our destiny. And so controlling how we feel is very important, because although the person can be negative towards you, or just giving off negative energy, doesn't mean that we have to take that in. And so I'll give you an example of how I implement these two ways, and I always like using real life examples. So for me is that I'm still a restaurant server. I do it part-time, and I've been doing it for 5 years. But the thing with the restaurant industry is that you don't really get to choose the tables, or you don't get to choose who you're serving. The public is very fickle. 1 minute they're up, 1 minute they're down, and so it's super hard to please every single table. And then there's other external factors of the food is cold, or this is not what they ordered, even though they did order it, they just forgot. And they come in to the restaurant already angry, and they're just taking it out on you. I'm not absorbing their their energy, because I'm thinking, like I said before, that it could be the weather that they're mad. It can be like a family problem or another external problem, or it's the food they ordered was cold and I have to deal with that. And so what I do is I always try and lighten up the vibe. I'm super positive and I don't take their energy in. So even if I'm super happy and I say, hey, my name's Kyle, welcome to blah 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 restaurant that I work at, can I start you off something to drink or an appetizer, or do this whole thing, or this is the specials we have on, and they give me like this really negative statement, I'm not gonna be like, I'm just gonna ignore that energy, and I'm just gonna keep continuing on with how I'm feeling inside, which is I'm feeling positive, I feel great, I'm feeling grateful that I have this job, and I'm, you know, grateful that I have wonderful coworkers I'm working with, and my boss is nice, and I'm gonna keep that in. And I notice all the time that I'm serving a preconceived negative customer is that they end up leaving very happy, because your energy is contagious. So although they came in, sat down, and they weren't feeling that great, me being super bright and happy and awesome, it helps them. It takes them a minute to, you know, raise their vibrations, because now when they see me and I'm smiling, even through a mask, you can still tell if someone's smiling through a mask. They will feel a lot better because they're feeling my energy, and now they're taking it in. Because if you're already in a low vibrational state, you can't go down, you can only go up. So my super powerful positive energy is being transferred to them, and then as they get a drink, and then maybe a bit of their meal, now they're starting to feel really lighter and happier, and they end up leaving great, and I feel great that they feel happy. And sometimes it just takes a minute because they can think about the contrast of like, we could have had not a good server, that server wouldn't be nice to us, but since they landed me and I gave them a really good experience in the restaurant and I inserted a lot of love and happiness to them, they feel a lot great. And then sometimes if like a table sits down and I can kind of feel their energy already, and it is not a negative one, if I already preconceive and label this table as super negative, it's just not really gonna, it's gonna be harder for me to go about that table, or it's gonna be really awkward, and it's just gonna be weird because I've already judged this table already without even saying, hey, how's it going, and doing my servery thing. Another thing about the job is that, say if I have a lot of negative coworkers, or they're saying a lot of maybe a negative subject, and it's towards me, not like anything insulting, it's just I can feel that the topic's negative, I will always try and steer the direction of the conversation to a different topic or something more positive and that is more lighter and brighter, and everyone kind of feels a lot happier, and my environment that I am is great. Just another last thing I wanted to say is that when it comes to law of attraction and your desires, don't let anyone else's external emotions get in the way of your desires and deter them. And so, say example, you get really excited about your desire and then you start telling it to someone else, they will, for some reason, people will always turn around and give you something negative or something why you can't do something, and that's because they can't do it. And so don't let other people's energies or opinions about you affect you, because if you let that person's energy affect you, then you're now in a lower vibrational state, and now you can't, now your desire is like stopped, and now you have to do things now to raise your vibration into your positive state now, to continue on your desire. So not absorbing other people's energy is really important, because then you stay true to yourself, and also you go into an environment that not labeling it as a negative is also very good, because you're not giving yourself preconceived notions that you're entering into something negative, and you're only saying that And when you've already labeled as negative, then you'll have these negative beliefs about the situation you're in. But if you didn't have any labels of a negative, the situation would be so much different for you, because you stay true to yourself and you're in control of your emotions. And yeah, just as wraps up my 2 ways on how you can stop absorbing other people's energy. I really hope that you liked this video. It's a lot shorter than the other videos I posted, and just use the logic I have about my serving job and how I go about stopping people's energy, because I deal with public couple days a week, so for long hours, especially younger, like 19-year-olds. So I deal with a lot of people's different emotions, but I still stay true to myself, and I feel a lot better, and my shift is great because I feel good about myself. And if I were to go about my shift and keep absorbing the energy from other people's, from every single table I have, I'd be so exhausted, and my emotions be up and down, up and down, up and down, and then mainly in the toilet, because some people that I'm dealing with, they tend to be negative because they're not in control of their emotions, and because they're not aware of the emotions that they're giving off to other people. And so yeah, I'm not saying I'm a true expert on it, but this is how I deal with how to stop absorbing other people's emotions. And I just hope you use my logic to apply it to your life. And so say if you have a really bad boss or a mean boss one day, don't let your bosses don't absorb your boss's energy, because that will ruin your day. And yeah, I'll see everyone in the next video. Stay positive, love everyone, hate no one. Peace out. Bye.